The Costa Concordia was a sight to behold. Its majestic presence was undeniable, especially when fully illuminated against the night sky. The ship's lights reflected off the water, creating a mesmerizing spectacle that could be seen from miles away. It was an Italian behemoth, a true marvel of modern engineering and design. The Costa Concordia was not just a ship, it was a floating masterpiece that showcased the pinnacle of Italian craftsmanship. The ship was a testament to luxury and grandeur. Every inch of its exterior and interior was meticulously designed to exude opulence. From the sleek lines of its hull to the lavish decor inside, the Costa Concordia was built to impress. It was built in 2006 and cost over $600 million. The construction process was a massive undertaking involving thousands of skilled workers and countless hours of labor. The launch ceremony was a grand event, attended by dignitaries and celebrities from around the world. The Concordia stretched over 950 feet long. Its sheer size was awe-inspiring, dwarfing everything around it. When docked in port, it towered over nearby buildings, a true giant of the seas. That is longer than 3 football fields. To put it into perspective, imagine 3 football fields laid end to end, and you still wouldn't match the length of this colossal vessel. The ship was a floating city. It had everything one could possibly need for a luxurious vacation, all contained within its massive structure. From restaurants and bars to theatres and swimming pools, the Costa Concordia was a self-contained paradise. It boasted 13 decks, 1,500 cabins, and a capacity of over 4,000 passengers. Each deck was a world of its own, offering a variety of amenities and activities to keep passengers entertained throughout their journey. The Concordia was the epitome of opulence at sea. Its interiors were adorned with fine art, luxurious furnishings, and state-of-the-art facilities. Every detail was carefully curated to provide an unparalleled experience of comfort and elegance. Imagine stepping aboard this vessel. The excitement and anticipation would be palpable as you walked up the gangway, ready to embark on a journey of a lifetime. You are greeted by sweeping staircases. Sparkling chandeliers hang overhead, casting a warm, inviting glow. The grand atrium was a sight to behold, a perfect introduction to the luxury that awaited you on board. The ship offered endless entertainment. Whether you wanted to relax by the pool, try your luck at the casino, or catch a show at the theatre, there was always something to do. There were 4 swimming pools, a casino, and a theatre. Passengers enjoyed fine dining. The ship's restaurants offered a variety of cuisines prepared by world-class chefs, ensuring that every meal was a culinary delight. There were 13 bars, each with its own theme. From elegant lounges to lively nightclubs, there was a place for every mood and occasion. Passengers could enjoy a quiet drink or dance the night away. The cabins were equally impressive. They were designed to provide the utmost comfort and convenience with plush bedding, modern amenities and tasteful decor. They ranged from cozy inside staterooms to lavish suites. No matter your budget, there was a cabin to suit your needs, each offering a comfortable and stylish retreat. These suites featured private balconies. Imagine waking up to the sight of the ocean stretching out before you, the gentle sound of the waves providing a soothing soundtrack to your morning. They offered stunning views of the ocean. Sunsets at sea were particularly breathtaking, with the sky painted in hues of orange and pink, a perfect end to a day of adventure and relaxation. The Concordia was designed to provide an unforgettable experience. Every aspect of the ship was crafted to ensure that passengers had the time of their lives, creating memories that would last a lifetime. It promised a luxurious escape from the ordinary. A voyage on the Costa Concordia was more than just a vacation. It was an experience, a chance to live in the lap of luxury, if only for a little while. It was a floating palace where dreams were meant to come true. The ship was a symbol of what was possible when imagination and engineering came together to create something truly extraordinary. Little did anyone know this palace would soon turn into a scene of tragedy. The Costa Concordia's story took a dark turn, reminding us that even the grandest dreams can sometimes end in heartbreak. January 13th, 2012 began like any other day on the Costa Concordia. The ship was bustling with activity as passengers eagerly boarded. their faces lit with excitement and anticipation for the journey ahead. The ship departed from Civitavecchia, Italy, a port city known for its rich history and beautiful harbour. The Costa Concordia, a majestic vessel, gracefully sailed away, leaving behind the bustling port. It was the start of a 7-night Mediterranean cruise, a voyage promising adventure and relaxation. The itinerary included stops at some of the most picturesque and culturally rich ports in the Mediterranean. On board were over 4,200 passengers and crew, a diverse group from all walks of life. Families, couples and solo travellers, all united by their shared excitement for the journey. They represented 70 different nationalities, each bringing their unique cultures and stories. The atmosphere was festive, filled with laughter and the hum of conversations in various languages. Passengers eagerly planned their excursions, poring over the itinerary with enthusiasm. They looked forward to exploring new destinations, each port offering a new adventure. They looked forward to visiting picturesque ports like Naples and Palermo, cities known for their stunning architecture, rich history and vibrant cultures. The promise of new experiences awaited them at each stop. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the ocean, the mood on board was celebratory. The beauty of the sunset mirrored the joy and excitement of the passengers. Passengers gathered in the ship's many restaurants and lounges, spaces designed for relaxation and socializing. The air was filled with the aroma of gourmet food and the sound of clinking glasses. They enjoyed a gourmet dinner, savoring exquisite dishes prepared by world-class chefs. They sipped cocktails, toasting to the adventures that lay ahead.
I joined the merriment, enjoying a leisurely dinner with passengers. The conversations were lively, filled with stories of past travels and dreams of future destinations.
Later, Captain Schettino would deviate from the planned course, a decision that would have catastrophic consequences. The deviation was intended to perform a maneuver known as a salute to the island of Giglio. At 11:45 p.m., the unthinkable happened. The ship, which had been a floating paradise just hours before, was now in grave danger. The Concordia, under Captain Schettino's command, sailed too close to the island of Giglio. The maneuver, meant to impress, instead led to disaster. The ship hit a rocky outcrop, the impact jarring and sudden. Passengers were thrown off balance, their festive evening abruptly interrupted. The impact ripped a 160-foot gash in the hull, a wound that would prove fatal for the ship. Water began to pour in, unstoppable and relentless. Water rushed in, flooding the engine room and other compartments. The crew scrambled to respond, but the situation was quickly becoming dire. The Concordia, once a symbol of luxury and safety, was now adrift. It was listing dangerously, the once stable vessel now at the mercy of the sea. The night of celebration had turned into a nightmare, and the passengers' dream vacation had become a fight for survival. The impact jolted passengers out of their revelry. Initially, many dismissed it as a minor incident. However, the ship's increasing tilt, the sound of crashing dishes and the flickering lights quickly turned the festive atmosphere into one of sheer terror. Confusion reigned as the gravity of the situation dawned on those aboard. The crew, many of whom were not properly trained for such an emergency, struggled to provide clear instructions. Passengers scrambled for life jackets, which were in short supply in some areas. Fear and panic spread like wildfire. Families got separated in the chaos. The once elegant decks became obstacle courses littered with debris and terrified passengers.
Adding to the confusion, the order to abandon ship came over an hour after the initial impact. By then, the ship was listing so severely that launching lifeboats was nearly impossible. Some passengers jumped into the frigid waters, others clung desperately to the railings, hoping for rescue. The scene was one of utter chaos. The nightmare of the Costa Concordia was tragically unfolding.
As passengers and some crew fought for survival, Captain Schettino's actions came under intense scrutiny. The night was chaotic, filled with the sounds of panic and the desperate cries for help. Rescue operations were underway, but the situation was dire. Many passengers were left to fend for themselves in the dark, cold waters, clinging to the hope of being saved. He abandoned the ship before many of his passengers, a move that directly contradicted maritime law and ethical expectations. Maritime law is clear. The captain is to be the last to leave the vessel, ensuring the safety of all aboard. This principle is not just a legal requirement, but a moral one, deeply ingrained in the maritime profession. The sight of people being evacuated while the captain was nowhere to be found was a stark violation of this code. His conversation with a Coast Guard official, where he was repeatedly ordered to return to the ship, further solidified his image as a captain who had abandoned his post. The Coast Guard's frustration was palpable as they demanded he fulfill his duty. The reenactment of this exchange highlights the gravity of his refusal, painting a picture of a man who had forsaken his responsibilities in the face of disaster.
I tripped and fell into a lifeboat. This statement given to the media was met with widespread disbelief and ridicule. It seemed implausible that a seasoned captain could accidentally find himself in a lifeboat while his ship was sinking. I was trying to coordinate the rescue from shore. Schettino's attempts to justify his actions only deepened the public's disdain. Coordinating from shore, while his passengers were in peril, was seen as a feeble excuse for abandoning his post.
However, his explanations rang hollow. The media and public were not convinced by his narrative. His demeanor and statements did little to restore his tarnished reputation. He was widely condemned for his cowardice and dereliction of duty. News headlines were unforgiving, and public opinion was overwhelmingly negative. Maritime professionals, who held the captain's role in high esteem, were particularly vocal in their criticism. The image of the captain safe on a lifeboat while his ship lay on its side, passengers still trapped inside, became a symbol of his failure. This image was seared into the public consciousness, representing a profound breach of trust and duty.
The legal fallout was swift. The judicial system moved quickly to address the gravity of his actions. The courthouse became a focal point for those seeking justice. Schettino was arrested and charged with manslaughter, causing a shipwreck and abandoning ship. The charges reflected the severity of his actions and the lives lost due to his decisions. His trial, which began in 2013 and concluded in 2014, captivated the world. The courtroom was packed with media, and every detail of the proceedings was scrutinized. The trial was a dramatic spectacle, with testimonies from survivors and maritime experts. He was found guilty on all charges and sentenced to 16 years in prison. The verdict was a significant moment, bringing a sense of closure to many affected by the tragedy. However, the sentence also sparked debates about the adequacy of the punishment. The verdict, while providing some measure of justice, could not erase the tragedy nor the stain on the maritime profession left by Schettino's actions. The disaster left a lasting impact on the victims' families and the maritime community. Memorials and tributes to the lost lives serve as a somber reminder of the consequences of negligence and cowardice at sea.